Hello, I'm back underneath my 85 325E, and this has the later model engine and transmission in it from a 1992 325 IS. So the transmission is a Getrag 250 and the engine is an M50. I've been getting some transmission noise when it's in neutral or and the clutch is let out, or I'm just driving around. And what I've identified is I'm very low on transmission fluid. Today we're going to fix this problem by draining the old fluid. So it is removed through this drain bolt right there. Try and focus. The drain bolt here. And then you fill it using the fill plug on the side of the engine. It's a little bit harder to see, it's up here. And I've been told this unit takes about 1.2 quarts total. And for transmissions that have a fill plug on the side, or your differential as well, in general the way you fill them is you just pump fluid in until it starts to run out the fill plug. And of course the car has to be level for this. So in this case it's on a lift. I'm considering that level enough, and we're going to go ahead and get started. You may also ask, well, how do you get the fluid into this? So there's a couple different ways you can do it. With it in the car, probably the only practical way is to actually get a hand pump. In some cases, like with the differential, if you have more room to work, you can just snake a tube in here and then fill it with a funnel from the top until it runs out, of course, and then seal it back up and you're good to go. If I come over here, I have a package from Amazon, and I can link this in the description. This is the Lubrimatic 4cc fluid quart pump, and this supposedly will screw into the top of a quart container of fluid, and then you can use it to pump it into the transmission. In this case we'll be using automatic transmission fluid. Yes, it is a manual transmission, but these particular transmissions take basically the equivalent of like Dexron 3, and just buy the cheapest stuff you can find. This came from, I got this from Walmart. So there's 1 quart right here. And then for any additional fluid I need, I'm going to dispense it out of this large container because it was cheaper, and use this 99-cent funnel to put it back in my quart container, and we'll pump it into the car. So let's go ahead, try to crack this drain plug loose. We'll drain any remaining fluid out. We'll see what's in there, and then we'll fill it back up. And I'm just going to put it right into my oil drain, high lift oil drain. I'll also demonstrate real quick. So this is, again, 17 millimeter lefty-loosey, and I'm pulling on this hard. These plugs, when they're in there, can be incredibly difficult to remove, particularly the first time. For the fill plug, I actually had to have the wrench in here, and I had to hit it with a 4-pound, basically mini sledgehammer thing. I think it's on the ground over here. So I'm basically going to do the same thing again to remove this drain plug. The plug is getting much looser after, again, I had to use the mallet to remove it. So we're going to go ahead, remove this. And I think the inside of this funnel has a catch, so if I drop it, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I think it's hand loose. Okay, so there's some fluid in there. Oh, that's like kind of goopy. There's more fluid in there than I thought. I'm gonna let this drain for a while, and then I'll show you how to put the fluid back into the transmission. I'm going to do this one-handed. This is the pump, and all the instructions say to do is to screw it onto the quart of fluid. So we have to remove the cap first of all. Okay, cap removed. Take the pump out. Oh, and it looks like the tube at the bottom of it has to be inserted. I don't know if you can see this. It goes in the straw. You have to insert the straw. And then you can see how it will reach to the bottom. And it goes in like that. And just screws in. Then we walk over to our car. This is very difficult to do one-handed. And insert the tube. Brightness. We're going to insert the tube into the fill hole where I have removed the plug already and reinserted the drain plug, of course. So let me see if I can do this. Sorry, this is very unwieldy. So you can see there's the tube going into the transmission, like so. And then we're going to pump it. About to drop the camera, that would be really fun. So now I'm pumping it, and you can see it going in. So we're going to do that all the way until it's full, and I'll come back to video because I can't do this one-handed. I just finished adding a full quart to the transmission, and now I'm going to refill the bottle from the main bottle over here and continue. It does take quite a bit of pumping to get this to empty this, but I would say it can be done in about 30 seconds to a minute or so. It's not too bad. I just started pumping from the newly filled container, and it just started overflowing. So I filled this up to 800 milliliters on the side, and now, which you can't see, and now it is reading approximately 700 milliliters. The 1.2 quart capacity appears to be accurate. Now that the fluid is running out the side of the fill plug, we're going to seal the transmission back up, and that's the end of this job. That pretty much does it.